Hello everyone, I'm Sangeeta. Welcome back to my channel Green Fingers. Today we are going to speak about a very popular plant, a very popular indoor ornamental plant, begonia. Begonia, as you all know, is a very popular ornamental plant because of the colors, the variegation, the beautiful foliages. So I too love begonia. Because again it is also a tropical plant and it suits the weather that I am living in. So that's the reason why I like begonias. I have a few begonias with me. I think there are around 1,700 different varieties of begonia in this world. So I have just a very few begonias with me. I have just started collecting. I had a lot of begonias initially, but many of them we lost many plants. But now we have again started collecting, and few of the begonias I have just kept it here. So as you can see, there are different names for begonias. Mostly people call it Rex begonia or angel wing begonia. These are the names that we often get to hear from the nurseries, but there are many names to these plants. I am not quite sure, but I have a friend who is a botanist, and I keep asking her what are the names of, give me the specific names of these begonias, what is the name of this particular begonia. But she keeps telling me that when you plant a begonia, the color of the leaves might vary depending on the weather, depending on the sunlight. So you can't be quite sure which one is what. So because of that, I am not going into the detail, but whatever names I know, I will flash it on the screen so that you will get a general idea which one is what. So when we talk about begonia, the most important thing to take care of it is the sunlight. Begonias doesn't require direct sunlight. Not all begonias. I think the cane begonias are pretty okay. It requires medium to bright sunlight, but these ornamental varieties, they require low to medium sunlight, and that much of light is good enough for the begonias. But if the light is too dark, the room is too dark, or the brightness is very less, then you can see it. Actually, it has got a brightness meter on its leaves itself. You just look at the leaves and you can make out that the variegation and the colors have not come beautifully. It is not bright enough. Then you can make out that the brightness is either too high or it is too low. So that is one thing about begonias. It needs that proper lighting. And when we talk about begonias, many people keep telling us that begonias, we are losing the plant is dying, there is a lot of root rotting happening. The main cause of this is the medium. A wrong medium can spoil the plant. Begonia is a plant where the roots doesn't go deep inside the soil, but it spreads mostly like a net. So in that case, what happens, it requires a very airy soil. So what I mean by airy soil is, I live in India, so we get river sand easily available in India. So I use lot of river sand in the medium. Like I would say that I use somewhere around 50% of river sand in my medium, and that will make the medium very airy, and the roots can grow fast in that. And that is the reason why many of us lose our begonias, because the soil, the medium is clay or sticky. So you have to be very careful that your soil, your medium is not sticky when you are planting a begonia. Now when it comes to watering, you have to water. The begonia requires moisture. Moisture and humidity is required for a begonia. So Watering is essential. You have to water it daily. Check your medium. It needs a kind of moisture in the soil. So do not let the medium dry totally like how we do it for other plants. Don't do like that. The medium one, normally how we water is when the medium is totally dry, at least the top 1 inch or 2 inches dry, that is when we water the plant. But in case of begonia, do not wait for the medium, the top layer of the medium to dry completely. You wait, and when the medium is moist, at that time itself you water it. That is how you water a begonia. Do not wait for the medium to go dry. General rule, what I do is I water my plant daily. When the temperature is somewhere around 28 to 30 degrees also, I water the plant daily because it requires that kind of moisture. Now, when it comes to fertilizing begonias, begonias require fertilizer to an extent, but not regular fertilizing is not required, but you can fertilize it twice in a month, and that's enough. And I use chemical fertilizers for begonia. I use NPK fertilizers with micronutrients added to it. That is how I fertilize it. I spray fertilize my begonias. And chemical fertilizers are the best, because as I told you, when you add vermicompost or if you add cow dung manure, it changes the consistency of the soil, and that can cause the roots to rot, because as I told you, the soil should be airy. So if you when you are making the medium, if you do not have access to river sand, you can add perlite or vermiculite to it, so that the soil is airy. And keep that in mind. That is a very important thing when it comes to begonia care, because the medium has to be extremely airy. And fertilizing, that is what almost once in a month, twice in a month is good enough. You just fertilize, spray fertilize it, and that is good enough. So do not use any thing like cow dung or compost or any such manner, because it changes the medium, as I told you. Now, what else? Humidity is a factor for a begonia, and one thing that I've noticed is that when you keep begonias together, you cluster the plants together. If you have 10 begonias with you, keep everything close. The one plant should touch the other plant. If it is kept in that way, what happens is the moisture is retained to a certain extent. So that is how you can maintain the moisture when it comes to begonia. But if you are living in a very dry atmosphere, you can always increase humidity by keeping a water tray, a water tray under the plant, or anything like that. You can mist the plant once in a day. These things can increase humidity. You can keep it indoors also, and indoors also you have to keep a tray of water close by, so that the humidity is maintained inside the room. And that is about begonias. Now, when you buy a begonia plant from a nursery, you get the plant something like this. This is a begonia. You get the plant something like this. This is in a small plastic pot. So you can always repot it. But when you bring the plant home, you wait for at least 20 days. You keep the plant where you intend to keep the plant. You keep it there. You do not move the plant. Keep it there and see how the plant is reacting to that particular environment. If the leaves are not shedding, if the leaves are not turning yellow, that means that plant is okay in that particular environment. So then you think of repotting your begonia. I will tell you how do you repot a begonia, how do you propagate. There are different ways of propagating begonias. I will tell you how do you do that. Actually, in propagating begonia is very easy, and it's a very interesting thing, because normally I think they make these plants from seeds, but if you want to get the exact plant, the exact clone of this plant, then the best way to propagate it is from the leaves. You can propagate these plants from its leaves. I will tell you how do you do that. But before that, I'll tell you how do you propagate, how do you repot this plant. to a bigger pot. The first comment that we are going to read today has come under the keiki propagation video. It's from Sina Francis. Says, nice explanation, very informative, great work. Thank you, Sina, for your lovely comment. When you repot begonias, always keep it in your mind to use a shorter pot, not too tall. A tall pot is not a good option for begonia. So always use a pot with a wider opening like this. If it's a plastic pot also, something like this that is wider here, but the height is less. So these are the perfect pots for begonias. Or if it is a terracotta pot, something like this, that is wider towards the top and it is not too tall. So as I told you, the medium that we use should be very airy. See the medium that here I have used, it is a mixture of coco peat and 50% river sand and cow dung. This is the medium that I have used. It's very airy. See, the medium is extremely airy. So that is the medium that we are going to fill. So let's fill this. So we have filled our pot, and this is a begonia plant that I am planning to repot here. So let's try taking the plant out. Have to place the plant in the middle like this and then add some more medium on top, and that's it. Your plant is ready to go. Yes, this is how you repot, and make sure that you don't fill the medium till the brim, till here. So the new leaves start growing from here. As you can see, this is a new leaf, so do not cover that portion. So make sure that your medium is not covering that, and this is how you repot a begonia into a terracotta pot. The next comment is from I think it's a vlog, Voyage of Faith. It's come under the video greenhouse tour, and it says, your collection is mind-blowing like your garden. Your style, your presentation, all so different and alluring. It kindles the flame and get you to work. God bless you. Thank you so much for your blessings and your comment. Now you've seen how do you repot a begonia that you buy from a nursery. Now if you have begonia, your plant is grown quite well. Like the plants here, if the plant is healthy and it's grown and you want to make one more plant out of it, how do you do that? And there are 2-3 ways of propagating begonias from leaves. You can get the exact clone of this plant, of the mother plant, from its leaves. And how do you do that? We will just see. Here I have taken 2 leaves from 2 healthy leaves from a begonia plant. So we will try to propagate from these leaves. So let's take a pot, fill it to the brim with the potting mixture. Now the first way of doing it is take a leaf and you have the stem or whatever, and you leave 1 inch of the stem and you cut it like this. Now you have a 1 inch stem and the leaf, and what you can do is you can just cut the leaf in a circle like this. For that you have to take a very clean pair of scissors. Do not take a pruner. Maybe the pruner is not sharp enough to cut a leaf. So you can take a normal scissors. Just make sure that you sterilize it well before doing it, and just cut it like this around. So now you have two parts. This is the center part. What you do is you just keep it inside like this. And here we have one more leaf. Let's cut that as well. And you just keep it like this, and you make sure that the medium is touching the middle portion of the leaf, because the new growth is going to come from this side. So make sure that it is touching the leaf. So that is what you have to do when you keep this portion. Now the success rate of this is almost 90%. And here we have this portion of the leaf left, and when you take the back side of the leaf, you can see these veins here. What you do is you cut each and every vein out like this, and propagate it separately. Now each of this vein I've cut it into a separate piece. Now let us put this inside the soil like this, and let's see whether this will propagate. The success rate for me is like 50%, but still it works. So each time when you shift your plant, or when your plant is nicely grown and you want to make a separate plant, this is a very good way of doing it. You can get an exact plant out of this method. So this is what we do to propagate begonias. So now each of these veins can a growth will start from this vein, the tip of the vein. That is why we are putting it inside the soil, and you have to spray it with water. Spray it every day. Make sure that the medium is always moist, and this moisture will encourage this new growth. And in this also, this has got more chances of this plant growing, because this has got the stem as well as the veins. So this will definitely propagate. This also, as I told you, 50% of this will propagate. So let's wait for almost 3 weeks to 4 weeks to a month's time. You will know whether you have success with your propagation method. So this is how you propagate a begonia plant. So let's wait for a month or so to see whether this will propagate. Here you can see this particular plant, we have propagated it like this. The main leaf had all degraded and deteriorated. It is degraded and it's got mixed with the medium, and this is almost like 3 months old, and this is how you get it. Say I wish it was a little smaller for you to see, but this is almost grown. This is almost 3 months old now, and this is how you will get the plant. We had propagated a begonia here. You just can see this, it's just coming out. It was a leaf, it is coming out from the leaf. The leaf is degraded, and there are 2 plants coming out from here. There's 1 plant coming here. So this is how you will get your plant once it comes out of these propagation methods. One main thing is this colorful leaves. These beautiful variegation, the beautiful colors in these leaves. This is called begonia candy stripe, I think. These beautiful leaves gives a different look to your garden. That is why people in general prefer begonias. And these leaves, the most important thing, the speciality of begonia leaves is the asymmetry in the leaves. The leaves are not symmetrical. When you take a leaf and when you cut it into two, you will never get two equal parts. That's one thing about begonia leaves, it's always asymmetrical. And begonia flowers, as you all know, all the begonias flowers, you have a few flowers here. Many of the flowers have already fallen because of the monsoon, but few flowers here. So that's about begonias. So I hope this video was useful to you, and buy some begonias and keep it. It is a very good indoor plant. It gives a lot of color and a vibrancy to the room. So keep all these plants, buy begonias, and if you have any doubts regarding begonia, kindly put it in the comment box. I'll try to answer as much as I can, and I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If I can have green fingers, you can have them too. Plant something today and prove me right. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.